Hi everyone, this is Jann. I want to show you how to do a flower scallop table topper today. And these are really fun to do. You can see that they're a flower in the center with 5 petals, and then you do a blanket stitch around the outside. And you don't have to have a design in the center, you just do a fancy fill, and then you have your pretty fabric on the inside, and then another fabric on the outside. Okay? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to My Design Center. So we'll go to My Design Center, and we want to go to Shapes. This is a circle. Okay. We want to size this circle. So go to Size. And right now it's 6.41. We want to increase this. Okay. And I want to increase it up to 9 inches. My hoop size is 9.5. There, 9 inches. Next thing I want to do is center it, so push the dot, click OK. Go to Line Properties up here. I want a straight stitch. I want the color to be red. Click OK. Hit the bucket. Touch the line red. And before I save this, I want to save this to our pocket. Okay, we're going to call it up again later. So save it to the pocket. Put it in the machine. Okay, now you can go next. Leave the stitch length the same. Preview. And set. And OK. Alright, there's our first circle. Okay. Now the next thing that we want to do is add My Design Center. We're going to be adding the batting tack down line. So go to Shapes, Circle, OK. Want to go to Size. And on this one we want to enlarge it from 6.41 to 8.95. Okay, 8.95. I'm going to go ahead and push the center and OK. Go to Line Properties, Running Stitch. I want this to be a rust. Click OK. Bucket. Touch the line. This one I'm not going to save it. Next. Keep that. Preview. OK. Set. OK. And there's our next one. Now I made that circle a little bit smaller so the batting wouldn't be in the main stitching line there. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to do our inner flower. So you're going to do Add, My Design Center, Shapes. We want to do the flower, the 5-petal flower. Okay. Okay, it's in there. Now we want to go to Size. And on this size, what we want to do is enlarge it. So let's enlarge it. And I want to enlarge it to where the bottom figure here is 8 inches. All right, so let's watch that. I always go further. okay, 8 inches. So the top is 7.83 by 8 inches. And you might want to write that in your notes in case you want to do this again. Okay, so I have the size. Now what I want to do is I don't want to use the center dot on this, and the reason for that is if you don't move this up a little bit, it won't be centered correctly on the circle, inside the circle. So I'm going to go up arrow 10 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see that it moved. Okay, do that. Click OK. Now what we want to do is change the color. So go to Line Properties. We want a straight stitch. And for this one here, I saved it purple. Okay. Go to the bucket. Click the line to turn it purple. Now, before we click next, we do want to save this. Okay, so hit the pocket with the arrow going in. Click the machine. We've saved it. Go next. Go next, and then leave the stitch length and preview. And then set and OK. Alright, and you can see that it's pretty much centered all around there. Now, what we want to do next is we want to put in our fancy fill. So click Add, My Design Center. Now we want the pocket with the arrow going out. Go to the machine, and our pocket's right here. It's number 960 on mine. It's a PM9 file. I want to pull that up, set, and we want to make this a no-sew. So go to Line Properties, no-sew, OK, bucket, press the line. Okay, it turned it gray. Now you want to select your fill down here. So go to Fill Properties. Hit the little box with the arrow. Go to Select. And let's see, I like, is it this one here that has the flowers on it? I think it is that one. Yes, it's that one. Okay, I'm going to go, this one here has flowers on it. Okay, press OK. Go to blue. OK. Bucket. Touch the center. Okay, go to next. We want to change the figures we have here. Let's see if I have them. Yes, I do have the settings. Okay, this is the size. I enlarged that to 150. Okay, put that at 150. Didn't do anything with that one. This one here is on the outline. Make sure that that is turned on. Click Set. Preview. OK. That looks good. Set. OK. And there's our fancy fill. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to put our fabric, like it would be the checkerboard fabric, we want to put that down We've done our fancy fill with our floral fabric, and we want to put the fabric that goes around that. So we need an outer circle, which we saved. So we go to Add, My Design Center, and we want to pull up that red circle. Here's our red circle. So we want to pull that up. We want Set. And then we go to Line Properties, Straight Stitch, and I want to change the color. I'm going to change that to, let's change it to an orange over here. Okay. Bucket. Touch it. We don't want to save this. Go next. Leave that. Preview. Okay. Set. Okay. Alright, and there's our pumpkin color. Remember, that's going to stitch out our outer circle so that we can lay down this fabric. Okay, you're going to lay down, once you have stitched your fancy fill onto your floral fabric, you're going to trim that fabric 1/4 of an inch around. Now on mine, on this one, I actually trimmed it right next to the flower. Okay, I didn't trim it 1/4 of an inch away. I trimmed it right at the flower's edge. Okay, so that's what that circle is for there. Now the next thing we want to do another line which is going to stitch where our flower is, because we have this checkerboard fabric all over the whole top of this, and we have to cut this out to get to this under here. I think this is more or less called like a reverse applique. So we have to get the inner circle again, so go Add, My Design Center, and we want to go to the pocket, the machine. We want the flower again. Touch the flower, Set. Okay, then we go ahead and do Line Properties, and we want a straight stitch. And this one here, I did a light pink. Okay, so go ahead and go OK. Touch the bucket, and you can tell you have that by this little box here. You know you have it right. Touch the line. Okay, don't want to save this. Go next. Leave that. Preview. Okay. Set. Okay. And now we have the pink. So once we've stitched this fabric here on, and we have an outline of the flower, what you want to do is cut out the fabric that is the checker fabric. And when you trim this out, then the floral fabric will show. Okay, but you gotta cut the checker fabric out to get to your flower fabric. Okay, so that's what that is doing right there. Okay, so the next thing that you do, you're going to do the blanket stitch. So what you want to do is Add, My Design Center, and you want to go to the pocket. So let's go to the pocket, the machine, and you want to pull up this flower again. Set. Okay, go to Line Properties. go to blanket stitch right here. And I did that in a moss green. So let's go to a green. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to the bucket. Touch the line. Go to next. And here's the settings for the blanket stitch. And what I put on here, I put, let's see here. This one here is for the height. This one here is for the stitch width. Let's see what I have on here. The first one, 2.60. So I made it a little bigger. .60 for the height. Then I went to the spacing, and the spacing, I wanted it tighter. I didn't want the spacing. The spacing is the spacing right here. I want it closer together than what this one was. So for that one, I did a setting of 100. There we go, 100. Now this one is for the thickness, and it's times 3. I put times 5. That way I got a thicker run on it. When you do it, see, I have a thicker run on it. Goes over it more than once. This here is whether you want your blanket stitch to be stitching on the inside or you want it on the outside. I want the stitches going in, so I left it right there. Okay, go ahead and push set. Go ahead and preview. Okay. And there it is up on your screen there. Okay, go ahead and push set. Okay. And there you have it right there. All right, we're almost finished. One more thing, we want to, excuse me, do the backing. So we want to do our circle. Now, I go ahead and do another circle, and I do the same size as my batting. Because if I don't, it's going to show a line, the stitch line. So, go to shapes, do a circle, okay, size, we want to enlarge it to 8.95. Now you could certainly save this in your computer, but I don't want to get it mixed up. I would get it mixed up, okay, but you can do whatever you want to. You can save this in your computer, so you just pull it up. Alright, 8.95. This one I do want it centered. I want OK. Go to line properties. I want this a straight stitch. I always choose yellow for the last run. Click OK. Click the bucket. Touch the line till it turns yellow. And then hit next. Leave that. Preview. OK. Set. OK. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 steps. So as long as you have 8 steps, you know you're doing it right. Okay. So that is the end of doing the little flower design. And what you want to do before you stitch this out or before you push embroidery, you want to save it in your memory. You want to save it to your machine. Because when you go back to pull this up, maybe tomorrow, and you want to stitch it out, if you don't save it to the memory, you're not going to find it. Okay? If you want to stitch it out right now, just click Embroidery. Okay, and you can go ahead and stitch it out. So let's say I want to come back tomorrow. Okay, go into Embroidery. Go to the machine icon. Okay, and you can see I have it there. I stitched one out earlier so that I could do the video here. Everything's stitched out great. Then this one right here I just did for you for the video, so I always have two of them when I do the video. So there's that one. So you would just touch it, set, says Embroidery, then go Embroidery, and then you go ahead and stitch it out. When you're finished with it, I always just go to the home button up here. It asks me if I want to delete this or cancel this pattern. Yes. And then it takes you back to your center. All right, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this. And I hope that you stitch out some of these little flowers. I think they are so cute, especially when you add like a checker fabric on the outside and a beautiful floral on the inside. And then you do your blanket stitch. It's a little different than adding a satin stitch or adding just your regular candle wicking. So this gives you a few choices. I did this one because I really need to use up my St. Patrick's Day fabrics. And I wanted to try using the blanket stitch where it stitches closer together and the thread's a little bit thicker. In other words, instead of going once and back, moving down once and back, it's going to do it 3 times. So each stitch is 1, 2, 3, and then it moves 1, 2, and that's what that thickness means. And you can see the difference on the thickness. This one's a lot thinner, and this one's a lot thicker. I like it a lot thicker because I like that blanket stitch to show up. Okay, turned out great, and I hope you have fun doing this. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure you share with all your sewing friends that I do have a YouTube channel up, and I'll be having a lot of other stuff up here on how to do a lot more table toppers, mug rugs, candle mats, plant mats, holders that you can, or different placemat type things you can put on holders. I'm planning on doing a whole lot of stuff on this YouTube channel. So if you touch subscribe, make sure you push on the down arrow and click all. That way you will get all the notifications whenever I put a video out, and you won't miss anything. Okay, if you have any questions, just go ahead and private message me if you want to, or you can write a comment in there. All right, thanks a lot. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.